Greetings. Thank you for joining. We'll be discussing business credit, just the basics today. Okay, on the screen here you see a site that supports business credit cards. It's important that when we're discussing business credit, we remember that it's important that we have our personal credit intact. You see right here that this is the credit range that one should be well within before they even consider applying for this credit card. Okay, that's the only reason I'm using this site. It's just so people can remember that. Some people feel as though they can have some poor personal credit and then have the business credit over here separately. There's some strategy that I can get into as it relates to that, but I won't get into it in this particular video. It's a myth if your personal credit is not intact. You would have to go another route, again, that I won't discuss in this particular video. But it's still important. So we have all these credit cards here that you see on the screen. You can use to give your credit a boost, your business credit a boost, and personal as well. So that way you're viewed by the banks as viable candidates. Okay, so we'll start here again. We're going with the basics. All right, we all may be familiar with Dun&Bradstreet. If we aren't, I suggest you Google them, become familiar with Dun&Bradstreet, as they're the leading authority as it relates to business credit and how companies are viewed and measured in regards to what's called a PAYDEX score. Now, a PAYDEX score typically ranges from 0 to 100. Okay, now this is based on the business's records and bureaus and certain data they gather about your corporation. Okay, so they'll combine that with the commercial credit score or a financial stress score, and that helps the lenders decide whether to lend funding to said applicant, said corporation. Okay, and then these agencies can also use the score to set your premiums. It helps with if you have a wonderful relationship with your landlord. Furthermore, to obtain the PAYDEX number, as you can see right here on the screen, you all will want to file for a DUNS number. Okay, what you see right there. Okay, you can get this through the Dun&Bradstreet's website, and it's for free. Okay, because the bureaus need to have files on you. Okay? They need to be able to see payments, and it's important that they see at least 4 vendors that's attached to your personal credit. Okay, which comes with a relationship building and already having intact personal credit for them to consider you as a vendor. Okay, building those strong relationships, being on the books for years, all those things are considered when you're wanting business credit, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and so I just want to kind of show you what one of these credit reports looks like. Okay, so it's a Dun&Bradstreet one. All right, you'll see over your credit worthiness here, and it's just at a glance. The DUNS number there. So reach out to us. There's your PAYDEX score. Okay, that's a good PAYDEX score. It's a 73. All right, now the next one that we have, we'd like to go over the Equifax. Okay, now like the PAYDEX score, Equifax payment index is measured on a scale of 0 to 100. It displays how many of your company's payments have been made on time and represents the statistics from carriers and creditors. All right, now the business credit score range typically appears the possibility of your business turning severely delinquent on payments. That's when that can be measured, and the scores are typically from 101 to 992. Okay, so they look at your company size, they look at the length of time from your oldest account, other credit accounts. They look at evidence of non-financial transactions as well as financial transactions. And then furthermore, they'll take into consideration the overall business itself, the health of the business. Okay, so it levels from 1,000 to 1,610 within a 12-month period. Okay, and they use that to view Equifax. What I'm trying to say is Equifax used to be more concerned with, I guess, predicting how your business may perform in the future. They don't truly care to do that any longer. The way they look at it is, okay, well, hey, the others can do that. That's not what we're going to do. Now, whether you have delinquent bills, late payments in the prior 24 months, so forth and so on. Okay. Now, when they're delinquent on here, just like with your personal credit, there's a service for that. Okay. Again, you can reach out for a one-on-one consultation. If you already have business credit, perhaps it has had a few hiccups. You need a recharge, you need a reset. Some things happen that you didn't mean for them to happen. We understand life happens, so reach out to us. But these are the types of things that they'll look at, and just to give you an idea, this is kind of what the Equifax business credit report will look like. Okay, so here we're going over the suppliers. Okay, unfortunately, in this particular one, this one had a couple of judgments in the lien. Be the date over here. Here's the business name, employees, look, annual sales. It gets really deep. Categories that you fall into. This one's the eating place. Financial credit line utilization. Just like with your personal utilization, it's important to keep that number low before you represent yourself to a potential lender. Okay, so we're going over the credit profile, things of this nature. We'll kind of get the idea. They're very detailed, just like your personal credit. So all three that I'm going to be showing go hand in hand, and it's important that you have a grasp and understanding on it. Next one is Experian. Now, what you're seeing here on the screen, I want to explain this. It's just the different reports that you can order. Okay, you can go here and order the credit report. Now I'll move over and show you a sample of this one. So and these are the different ones that you can purchase. So they're calling it the product samples and pricing. They're comparing them. I mean, you can go straight to the point here for that price right there, but they're letting you know what's the benefit of whichever one you get. This one right here, obviously being the better option because of the checks, because of the green checks. Now, with Experian being the largest credit bureau, they do represent and have a product similar to the other two. They range from 0 to 100. The Experian Business Savings Rating is considered one of the more of the premier ones, again, because it's the largest one. People tend to gravitate towards Experian. Okay, they look at some of the same factors that the others look at. They calculate your commercial enterprise credit score, thereby collecting the data as it relates to your financial records, suppliers, lenders, criminal filings even. They look at local, county, and state courts. Okay. They look at your corporation historical past data from independent sources, public records, and collection agencies. Okay, now the other elements that go into place as it relates to the commercial enterprise savings histories, such as balances on outstanding loans and price habits. Let's see, they look at whether or not you have liens, judgments, bankruptcies, as it relates to your enterprise and the size and the age of your business. Age is of extreme importance. The longer you're on the books, the longer you can maintain a corporation, which is again a lot alluded to as I spoke earlier. It is important to keep a corporation performing at an optimum level, because with corporations you can then turn right around and at times sell that corporation to another vendor, because the longer a corporation stays on the books, has a good history, has a DUN number, has a excellent paydex score, people can then turn around and get involved with wholesale corporations and sell them, and someone else can then pick it up from there. That's a business in itself, but again, that's a separate video. Okay, so with the small businesses viewing that, they determine your risk level, and here's a sample credit report for Experian business. You see here 41 years on the books. Again, it's just an example. That's important. That's extremely important. This one has a 60. That's good. Okay. All the information about the business is here for you to see. Okay. Low risk here. Then it lets you know. Gives you shows you their measuring tool. See status. Liens, judgments, collections. And that's the big three as it relates to business credit, everyone. So we're back here. So again, the first thing would be to keep your personal credit in order, so that way you can reap the benefits, being able to obtain business credit. Okay, I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining me on today. Remember, like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, apply. Thank you. Let's get wealthy together. Bye for now.